I'm gonna share with you guys the best spots that you can live here in San Antonio and certain spots that you guys can avoid so you guys can come to the best decision when moving here. I'm gonna teach you guys everything there is to know about San Antonio. I'm gonna share with you guys in this next video here about 20-30 minutes the areas that have been sold in the past 6 months. Where are people migrating to? Where are people avoiding? So that way you guys can figure out for yourselves if these areas are right for you. And let's hop into my computer right now. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with you guys my MLS system. That way you guys can see what I plugged in. So what I wanted to do is share with you guys about 35 to 40-mile radius from the downtown area of San Antonio to see what has sold within the past 6 months between the price points of 300,000 all the way to 600,000 for a 4-bedroom and a 2-bath house. So when I click view results, it shows about 39, 34 families moved here to San Antonio within the past 6 months. So I want to also show you the property types that are out there that has sold. But before I do that, I gotta show you the map first and share with you my personal opinion on what parts of town as a local here that lives here, but also as a realtor out there for you guys, because I want to give you guys the most honest opinion of what it feels like to live there and, going and shopping around with plenty of other families as well. I am not allowed to steer anybody in any way, but I am here to also take off my realtor hat for a second and put on my friend hat to you guys to share with you guys what are the best spots, what are not the best spots to live in, and from there you guys can make that best decision moving forward. So I'm gonna move aside the whole homes that you're about to see. We're gonna show a bit later, but I want to spread it out a little bit so you guys can see the overview of the map. So you see this big blue circle, so that's about 35 to 40 miles outside of the city of downtown San Antonio as a radius. So I've had a lot of closings with clients that have been scattered throughout the city, but if you guys are looking for like country feel, I definitely recommend outside of city limits of San Antonio. You can definitely get some nice properties with some land in the Divine area, in the Jordanton area, the Pleasanton area, Floresville. If you guys want to avoid the city living, where a lot of the hustle and bustle is, San Antonio as a whole is very, very laid back compared to other major cities. But Bernie is a great option. Fair Oaks is a great option. We'll definitely get into these properties, and I can't wait to show you guys. I want to show you guys the past solds, not what's currently on the market, because I want to share with you guys the families that have decided to move here and what they have selected while making a decision to move here. So, couple areas I would love for you guys to avoid is being pretty close to military bases. So I want to zoom in on the map. So we have several military bases around town. Here we have Lackland Air Force Base, where you see these gray areas. I think this is an extension of Lackland Air Force Base, or it was called Kelly Air Force Base. If I zoom in closer, let's see what it says. Yeah, it's still so yeah, it's annexed. Here's the Lackland Air Force Base, and this was an annexation. So I think this was used to be Kelly Air Force Base, but some parts in this area have nice properties, but certain parts, like in this pocket here, are really close to I-35 and the Monarch Highway, and this little pocket here, I'm not a fan of. You're gonna find a lot of rundown properties, lower end properties. I did a showing. I did some showings with an investor that was from out of state that wanted to invest for rental purposes, which is great. But it's just I'm not a fan of properties that are really close to the Air Force bases because you have these big B-1 bomber airplanes, huge cargo airplanes that just constantly fly over, and it creates a huge noise. And I'm not a fan of that. If you guys are coming from bigger cities and that doesn't bother you, might as well go for it, right? But that's something that can be very annoying But you know what? Let's just select a few properties to see how they look like. So we have one for 300,000, 305,000 here that's sold, and you can see the type of quality property we have here. So this one is about a 5 bedroom house, pretty nice inside. But as far as like noises, it may be it may be something you guys might not like. So you can definitely see the photos that it looks nice inside, move-in ready. But that's just something that someone like you guys, a viewer out there, will not know unless someone like me tells you guys about it. Because it's important to know these small details, because if that's a deal breaker for you guys, I want you guys to know ahead of time before making the decision to make a move here in San Antonio. Even though San Antonio is an awesome city to be in and live in, but these little details will definitely help you guys in the long run as well. So I'm going to zoom out again. Another not so great area is more run down, I'd say, is the Marbach area. Let's see where it's at. You know, let me just go on Google Maps and just type it Marbach Road, San Antonio. So that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. So, okay, so if we zoom out, let's see. So yeah, so in between 151 and Highway 90, you'll have some pockets that are a little bit run down. You know, let's see if I could place over here the, the little guy. It's a little bit more run down. Let me go back. Let me go back to Street View. Let me bring the guy to the actual like neighborhood. Um, go back. Sorry guys. Let me go back. So Marbach. So let me just bring the guy randomly to like random street here. Let's see. So you have a lot of these like duplexes, first time home buyer selection of properties. I mean, look at that garage. Like you can see if I zoom in, like it's not taken care of. Uh, Chain link fence. Like, look, mm, people are not even taking care of the brush. It's just a little bit lower end, lower income type of neighborhoods. So that's why I would recommend you guys stay away if you can. You know, everybody has to start somewhere in life, and I'm not trying to dig on anybody. I'm not trying to put anybody down. But if you guys are wanting to like have a better lifestyle, it's so important to reach out to us and contact us. That way, we can help you make the best decision moving forward wherever you guys decide to move in the city of San Antonio, because it could vary for different reasons. It could vary from school districts, it could vary from price points. It could vary from like if you guys want to be closer to a lot more shopping rather than be stuck out in the country, things of that nature. I definitely recommend you guys reach out to us, and all of our contact information is below. So I said that Highway 90, this is Highway 90 that goes and transforms also into I-10. But here, this is Highway 90, and this is Highway 151. So in this like little triangular looking shape, deformed shape, I'd say it's a little bit iffy. So I wouldn't recommend you guys go out there. Another place that is pretty nice to live, that I personally think that the homes are nice, but the traffic is terrible, is over here in this region. You see here the word Alamo Ranch. Very nice area. A lot of people are gravitating towards that area. There are a lot of like newer homes, newer development in that area. But I can't stand the streets Shanefield and Culebra. So these major roads, Braun Road, Shanefield, that turns into Gam Road, and Culebra. uh, the worst of the two is actually Shanefield and Culebra. On Culebra, you have on this entire strip, you have a bunch of restaurants, a bunch of shopping, which is great. You also have like a Target, you have an In-N-Out, you have Raising Cane's, you have fitness gyms, but I cannot stand the traffic there. Like I'm a part of a group at my church called Amadeo, and we're a group of guys that we sing. And sometimes we go to one of our buddies in the group that his house is somewhere around this region of San Antonio. I kid you not. I don't know if it was Culebra or Gama Road. It doesn't matter. Like the stoplights are for it takes forever there, and there's only like two lanes on Culebra, and then like a neutral lane in the middle, and then another two lanes. Um, but it's just so annoying because it's so congested. Like I have no idea why. There are a lot of new builds being built in this area more further out as you go in the city of San Antonio, but Gama Road and Culebra is terrible. Like let me just type Culebra on the maps of San Antonio. Culebra Road, Culebra Road, San Antonio, Texas. Okay, let's just do that. Let's see what it pulls up. So yeah, see what I told you guys. So two you have the two lanes here, right? It's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. See if I could go back. Okay. So let me zoom out real quick. Oh, just a moment, guys. Okay, my screen's a little bit slow. Okay, so if I zoom in here, so Shanefield. So as you see on the Google Maps, you have your Walmart really close by. I told you that we have In-N-Out Burger here. We have several locations throughout the city. Great place to hang out, great place to shop around. You do have like your Home Depot if you're like really close by, if you're need to update some stuff. Great place. This movie theater, Santikos Casablanca, phenomenal. Like I love the area is awesome. It's just if you decide to move anywhere where in between Shanefield, this street here where my mouse is, and Culebra, and like you're trying to get out to go to work or commute to something, add another like 20 to 30 minutes on top, just because how much you have to wait either early in the morning or afternoon, anywhere from like 4:30 to 6:30 ish in the afternoon. So I definitely would take a second guess, maybe a third guess, or I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I'll really make sure you guys discuss if that's an option for you and your family, if you are okay with waiting in that traffic. People not only buy the house, but they also buy the area. And if you're going to be stuck in traffic like that, and it's important for you to be on time and to get to work, all that good stuff, then I don't know if the northwest part of town in between this area here is gonna work for you guys. So that's why I'm making this video, guys, so that way you can make the best decision possible. So you know what? Let's just click on a few homes that have sold in this area. Let me see if I can just pull some random ones. Show list. Let's see. Reload for a second. Okay, so that's pulling the whole list. So Universal City, that's another part of San Antonio because I pulled a 3,900 plus. So you know what I'm just gonna do? I'm gonna click randomly on a dot here. Let's try the 350,000 one. See how that house looks like. That's sold. Let me. Okay. So let's look at the details report. Okay. So this property sold for 350,000. It's a 5 bedroom, three full bath, about 2,500 square feet, built in 2015. So I remember earlier in the video I told you that these are like more newer developed properties. What still has been established as well. So it's like look at the photos. You have a nice kitchen island, open space, open floor plan, original carpet looks like, but it looks like it was well kept. You can see these type of properties. Pretty decent sized backyard. You're gonna have a lot of these covered patios like this with these types of properties. So that's how these types of properties in the 350,000 price point looks like in this area. So it's definitely affordable. But traffic here is terrible. I'm telling you guys, if you're anybody like me that wants to avoid as much traffic as possible, that's what I would do. I would move somewhere that's more easier. But right now, San Antonio as a whole is suffering, especially in the north part of town on 1604 right here, especially on the 1604 I-10 intersection, all the way to 281 right here, and then all the way up to like I-35, which leads to Austin, Universal City, Live Oak area. There's just a lot of development being happening right now with the current construction that we have. It's just going to take a little bit of time to have that done, but once it's going to be finished, I'm already anticipating that it's going to be more even a boom in those areas where in regards to like home sales and home development. So, let me zoom out of here real quick so that way I can share with you guys something that you guys need to consider. So, as I'm doing that and as it's loading, you got to keep in mind that San Antonio um, and the development of the city, the older homes are going to be in the middle of San Antonio. So in the heart of San Antonio, you're going to have homes that are built in like the early 1900s. And as you go further in the city, like in the Loop 410, you're going to have like properties in like 1950s, 1960s, and it's just going to continue to gradually improve as far as the age of the homes. Properties closer to the Loop 1604 are going to be in the like closer to the 80s and 90s. Some properties, even outside of Loop 1604, are going to be in the late 90s built, but you're going to have a lot more new development in these regions here outside of the city limits. Um, you're gonna really enjoy the quality of these new builds being built. You also have new builds being built outside in these regions in Seguin. You also have a lot of new builds being built in New Braunfels, which is another city not too far away from San Antonio. If you want to be anywhere near the Austin area, which is about an hour and a half drive from San Antonio. If I zoom out, you can see the city of Austin. Um, you see these orange dots covering it, but so you have San Antonio, you have Selma Shirts over here. You also have New Braunfels, San Marcos, and then Austin. If you are like wanting to become closer to Austin, maybe New Braunfels is a good selection for you to choose from. Let's actually check out some of the properties in New Braunfels. Let's see how some of the properties have been in this part of the region. So let's just click something random. Um, let's do another one like close to 300,000. This one is 400,000. So this one, 3205 Mountain Mint, 4 bedroom, three full bath, about 2,600 square feet, built in 24. So you guys can see what a brand new build looks like in this part of outside of San Antonio, actually, in the city of New Braunfels. New Braunfels is about 30 to 40 minute drive from San Antonio, so you're not too far. I like New Braunfels too as well. So, I mean, beautiful curb appeal, nice staircase, very large kitchen island. It looks like you could fit anywhere from like 3 to 5 people on this kitchen island for like entertainment purposes and just family and daily life in general. But it looks really nice. You have these nice um, vaulted ceilings. You don't feel like you're in a tin can, right? So it's just cool property. Very bright. It feels like a lot of natural lighting that you can see. I like the backyard. The thing that you guys will notice is a lot of these new builds are not going to have trees. If you guys want to be in a more established area with more mature trees, we're going to have to shop around in a better price, not better price points, but older aged homes. Where if you guys want to like experience that, like I actually have a friend that came over coffee, and they were actually my client, but also came over coffee, and they live in actually let me exit out as I'm talking. They live in the Bernie area, which is north of San Antonio. And as I'm zooming out, I'm going to tell you this story. And I love how they put it. They said that in their neighborhood over there in Bernie, it's about is the same type of situation like you just saw over there in New Braunfels, where you guys probably noticed that there's no trees, right? Let me go here. I think it was in this region. So I'm just gonna click this randomly. Now it's gonna be staged photos. I don't want to do that. See, I want to see if I can find something else. So you can see there are going to be a lot of these new builds. But back to my story, while I try to find something, is that this particular client, when they came over for coffee, they just loved my neighborhood, my wife and I's neighborhood, because to them it felt like a fairy tale. We have a lot of mature trees. We have a lot of deer in the neighborhood that you just feed at night or close to towards the end of the evening, but you'll see some throughout the day, and it was just so nice for them to experience, and they just love that. They don't regret living in the burning area because of the location where the church is, which is close to where they want to be at, all that stuff. But these are compliments and details that I pay attention to for you guys out there that are wanting to move to San Antonio or even the surrounding areas and the suburbs, so you guys can know what to expect whenever you guys do decide to move to San Antonio. So let me see if I could pull something up with like actual photos. Uh, I don't know. Let's see. Let's do this one for 500,000. Okay, so let's click this one. So this one, see what I mean, guys, when I say they don't have mature trees yet, they're like baby trees, right? So this one sold for 541,000, four bed, three bath, about 2,500 square feet, built in 2024. So you guys can have an idea what to expect in these areas. So beautiful kitchen island, very nice finishes. You have a long hallway that leads into the main area of the house. From just the layout, I already think it's going to be a Pulte home. They have lower windows, which I am a fan of. I love Pulte homes. Um, but to each their own, right? Everybody watching has their own tastes. But overall, looks like a really nice property. Very fresh, very bright. You have a soaker tub, his and hers vanity. Um, Looks like a walk-in shower there. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, right there, right around the corner. Nice covered patio in the backyard with some steps, and then that's how it looks like these type of homes. So you guys have a great selection to choose from. Um, I'm gonna exit out and show you guys some other ones. Excuse me, but you guys kind of get a good idea of what to expect. Let's see. Let's see something in the northeast part of town. So over here, let's check this one out. So over here in this area, you have a lot of these homes like anywhere from like the 70s all the way to the 80s and 90s. So I want to share with you guys the northeast part of town. I actually used to live in my first home, El Dorado, right here where my mouse is. Really cool area, great for first time home buyers. That area has gone up in price. I sold my property around 232,500, and now the property value for that same house is like in the 300s. So you can imagine in a couple of years, maybe these homes will go even higher. So, but let me just go closer. Let's go to something close, and actually in my old neighborhood. Let's see what they have to show for it. So this wasn't sold for 325,000. So let's see what it has to offer. So you have a lot of character in older homes like this. Like, see, it was built in the 1970s. So properties that obviously are built before the 21st century are gonna have more character. You're gonna have front porches, back porches. Four bed, two and a half bath, about 2274 square feet. So let's see what this has to offer. Looks nice from first impression. It looks like this is stone. So, uh, mind you, also another thing to keep in mind in San Antonio, the summers are pretty hot. So it can be like very deceiving to continue to water your grass. And it's can also be an impossible task to keep your grass green. Not that you can't. Obviously, the more you water it, the more your water bill is going to go higher, right? So for those of you who are kind of lazy and don't want to do that, then you might suffer beige grass, right? So, anyways, um, Looks really cool, really nicely done. Um, love the iron railing here. I think that was original to the property and they just kept it. Love how the accents of the stained stair steps and the white risers. You're gonna have a lot of fireplaces with these types of properties. Some properties don't have it, but majority of them are gonna have fireplaces. I love the kitchen. Very inviting. You have like a little peninsula type of thing going on there, but really, really nicely set up. You guys can get really nice properties. It doesn't matter what age of the property it is. I mean, this one speaks for itself. Like it's already moving ready. And like I said, guys, if you guys are moving to San Antonio, feel free to reach out to us. All our contact information is below. We'll be glad to guide you guys in the areas that are okay, the areas that are all like even better, or the areas that are all right, stay away from. I'm here to help you guys in the best way possible to help you guys move to San Antonio and make San Antonio your home. So if that's someone like you, go ahead and contact us below. We'll be glad to serve you. So I mean, if you see these types of properties, they may like let's see the property history on this one. So let's see how long it took to sell this property. Um, so obviously it closed in the February of this year in 2025, but I am curious. Oh wow. Let's see. Additional information. Now let's see the listing and property history. This is where it gets good. So I'm really curious to see how long it took. So they originally were listed on December 11th of 2024. They were listed at 339,000, almost 340, right? They kept doing a price change, and now AO means active option, which means they got an offer accepted. But then it went to pending, things look good, and then it went to sold. So they got accepted in the month of January. So it took them from December all the way to so about 2 months to sell. So that's pretty good, especially with the way they did the work. But sometimes there are properties out there that sit for a while, and it can be discouraging to some sellers on the selling side, but great for the buyers, you guys, that we could potentially get a deal. So, let's do someone. Let's go a little bit outside. So this area is 1604 and I-35, and you're gonna have your IKEAs here. You're gonna have your Costco in this area of town. So you're very close to a lot of shopping. You have the Forum Shopping Center right around here. I love this area. You're very close to. What? Let's see the map. So you're also very close to the natural wildlife ranch, Natural Bridge Wildlife Ranch. So if I were to zoom out, so if I were to do the directions, you're about. So if you were to buy a house anywhere around this area, in this I-35 and 1604 area, you're literally like a good 20 to 30 minutes away to enjoy a nice drive through the safari with your kids. It's super fun, super cool. I've done it too with my family. It's awesome. I've had every time we have like guests over, especially from out of state, we love to take them with a tour through the Natural Bridge Wildlife Ranch. I think they have an addition now where they added cheetahs to their safari tour. They also have monkeys. They also have like goats, I think, where you can pet. I haven't been there a while, but I definitely am excited to go because my boy is 2 years old now, so he's gonna probably enjoy it more. But you also have the caverns there, those caves, the limestone caves, which is very cool. So I love San Antonio because you have a lot of cool things to do when it comes to like this type of stuff, So if you buy a house anywhere where I'm hovering the mouse in this area, you're not going to be too far away from that. So excuse me. Let's do something in the 500. So let's select this one randomly. So this one is 123 Low Meadow Drive in Universal City. So Universal City is another suburb in San Antonio, a city within itself. But let's see what it has to offer. So it's a 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2430 square feet built in 2024. So all these properties, once again, guys, is are going to be properties that have sold. So you see this number 3934. There's 3,934 families that have moved to San Antonio within the past 6 months, in between that price point from 300,000 all the way to 600,000 is what we're focused on here right now. So let's see what this one has to offer. So it's very general. It looks like it was a new build, right? Built in 2024. You know, but you can definitely see the quality of these new builds compared to the older homes, like the one we just saw, the one in 1970s. That one was really nice, but I'm trying to see if I could find something that is probably a little bit more shot. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see this one. This one seems a little bit earlier 2000s. I'm saying, yeah. I even pull it up and I already told you guys earlier 2000s. So built in 2006, four bed, 2.5 bath, 2,800 plus square feet, 2 story, sold at 300,000. So let's check out the photos. Decent, and anybody can live in here. I would definitely remove this old carpet from 2006. It looks original to me, so I would just do some updating here and there. Um, you have a fireplace. It looks like you guys have original cabinets. I would just do some decent updating. Uh, you guys are gonna be wondering, why are the water heater and the water softener and all that stuff in the pantry. This is what is gonna be most commonly in these types of properties, earlier 2000s. You're gonna see a lot of that happening in that type of property, because some other older homes are gonna have that in the garage. Some of the newer homes are going to have like tankless water heaters. So a lot of obvious updates that have to take place or already have taken place. But I'm just here to share with you guys certain parts of town you guys can avoid, and also certain parts of town that you guys can gravitate towards and can see where other people have moved. So I'm not a fan of upstairs. I'm gonna be honest. Carpet, in my personal opinion, would need to be replaced. But you, the viewer, may like it. Who knows? Who cares what I think? What matters is about what you guys like and what you guys think, right? So at the end of the day, I'm here to give you guys as much information as possible to help you guys transform your lives and find a property here in San Antonio if it's a right fit. If not, you can just go ahead and exit off of this video. But for those of you who are still on the video, I mean, you guys can see this type of age, the type of property for these types of ages that they have to offer. So looks like linoleum underneath. So obviously the materials were different back then that they used, but you guys kind of have a good feel of San Antonio. So if I zoom out of here again, your San Antonio is also called Military City, USA. So you're gonna have a lot of Air Force bases, military bases throughout. You're gonna have the airport right here in between 1604 and 410. You also have Fort Sam Houston, which is a little bit close by, right here in this gray area. If I zoom in closer, yeah, it should be in this. Oh, never mind. Actually, south of here. But you have a lot of military bases, military personnel that move here. If I go a little bit further out, right here, all this is Randolph Air Force Base, really close by. So if the noise doesn't bother you, I would just move anywhere in the city, even anywhere next to a military base. There's a really big military base that's really close to the desirable areas that I love to be around, but this all this gray area is called Camp Bullis. Huge military base. So if you decide to move here in this part of San Antonio, in between 281 and Camp Bullis, you'll have a Timberwood Park here. You'll have Stone Oak. You'll also have um, uh, a lot of suburbs and neighborhoods within Stone Oak. Hidden Canyon, really nice properties here. I'll show you that, guys, in a second. But it can be very annoying if you need to get to the other side of the city, and if you need to be somewhere over here, you cannot cut through whatsoever. So you're either gonna have to go around on these smaller back roads here, or you have to come back on Stone Oak Parkway, maybe even take Highway 281, depending where you are in the city, and just take 1604. And like I said earlier, guys, 1604 is very congested right now. We used to have 2 lanes, now we're expanding to 3, maybe possible 4. Maybe not the 4, maybe not 4 lanes, but for sure 3. It's just a tough time right now with traffic, like mentioned earlier. But you know, let's go over here, and I want to exit out of this one and share with you guys Stone Oak properties. Those are if you guys decide to move to Stone Oak area, very highly manicured area. Very well put together. You have a lot of subdivisions that have gated communities, just beautiful throughout. And mind you, Stone Oak, you're gonna have like the like 2 or 3 HOAs in these types of properties. You have the major Stone Oak Association that is like an umbrella covering all these subdivisions, and then you'll have your particular uh, Stone Oak subdivision HOA, whatever that falls into. So I'm just gonna click here something randomly. Let's do this one for, let's go all the way up to close to 600,000. So this one uh, for 595 it's sold. So earlier 2000s, you can see already tell based off the photos, but a 5 bedroom, 3.5 bath. You're gonna have more square footage on these types of properties. Literally, before I go into the photos, literally the name Stone Oak is literally, hence the name. The whole subdivision or the whole area of Stone Oak is literally built on rock, and the general area is covered in oak trees, mature oak trees. I'm telling you guys, the subdivision has phenomenal views. Depending where you are at, tongue twister. You're gonna have a lot of these hills, beautiful scenery. You're gonna see a lot of work, not like work, construction work. A lot of these guys with the maintenance, cutting the grass, taking care of the flowers, making sure this area is in pristine condition. I absolutely love Stone Oak. I have a few clients that moved to Stone Oak, and they absolutely love it. So if you guys are looking to move to Stone Oak, hit us up. Or it doesn't matter what part of town, we got your backs covered 24/7. So, like I said, guys, 5 bed, 3.5 bath, 4,500 square feet plus, built in 2005. So let's see what it has to offer. So all brick house. Look, we got some little siding here. Um, you can tell by the color palette in this home. You have like probably an older couple, maybe not older, but maybe in the late mid to late 40s, maybe early 50s. You know, that generation likes that type of color palette. So if you like that color palette, Stone Oak is for you. You'll have some modern ones too, some like empty lots that developers tackled and decided to develop like beautiful properties. So this one just was built in 2005. So you do have, see what I'm talking about? Like it just has so much character. Look at these trees. It's like, it looks like they're dancing, right? They're on a dance floor and they're just uh, hanging out in the backyard. You see the some privacy, a green belt, like certain areas. You're gonna have like beautiful stuff like that. It's just lush area. I love it. I mean, you can see the area as well from these photos. Like I told you guys, you have HOA. You're gonna have some benefits. You have some pools, playgrounds to choose from and enjoy with your family. So overall, guys, I mean, San Antonio is a great place to be, but there are obviously certain pockets in the city that you guys may want to avoid. I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not allowed to steer you guys anyway. But if you guys are looking to move to San Antonio, go ahead and hit us up. All of our contact information is below, and go ahead and watch any of more of our videos, and we'll see you guys on the next video.